Devin and Shakur.
Right.
Because those two boxing phenoms, you know, if you're not on that level mentally, like you're not even gonna compete with those two dudes.
Right.
You know?
It's such an interesting thing because a lot of people don't know. You know, the general public, when someone gets to like an elite level, they need some high profile fight in order for people to realize, because all the boxing fans realize, like Shakur's a great example. He's not really a household name, but he should be.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding because he has great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements. And Shakur is going to step out of range and make Teo fall short.
So much confidence in his power that he doesn't give a f- he's giving away a couple
Yeah, he
rounds.
definitely be giving away rounds, but you know, he just in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Movements to create power and surprise attacks. This makes him dangerous. However, Bradley warned that this style can be risky against someone like Shakur Stevenson. Shakur's timing, defense, and accuracy make it hard for Lopez to land clean shots. Bradley believes that if Stevenson stays disciplined, he can slow the fight down and turn it into a smart, tactical battle where patience decides the.
Together, they agree that this bout will truly reveal who is the best, as both athletes bring elite talent, intelligence, and heart to the ring.
But he should be. I mean, he's an elite fighter. He's so f***ing good. But he needs like a big, high-profile fight, like Gervonta did, you know, against
Nobody
Ryan
want to fight
Garcia.
him.
Right.
Nobody want to fight him.
Yeah.
And I see why. You know, I get it. But at the same time, you know, they're going to have to see him sooner or later. No matter what, no matter how far they go, they're going to have to see him sooner or later. So, you know, all these fighters, you know, he's calling out everybody. He's calling out the Pitbull. He's calling out Lomachenko.
Yeah.
He's calling out Devin. He's calling out, you know, Tank. He's calling out everybody.
Yeah.
He want to fight everybody right now.
Right.
You know, and that's a dangerous man when you know how talented he is, and he's motivated, he's focused, he's stay in the gym, he's a gym rat, he loves boxing to the core. Like, yeah, that's a dangerous man right now, because he got something on his mind that, you know, he wanna accomplish.
And he's still very young.
Yeah.
Very young and still getting better with every fight. Him versus Tank would be insane.
Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes.
One interview, Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford discussed the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight and agreed that Shakur is fighting on a different level. They said this matchup is not just about talent, but about game plan, adjustments, and who can control the fight under pressure. Rogan praised Shakur's defense, while Crawford highlighted his timing and accuracy. Both believe this fight will show who truly belongs at the top of the division.
Mentally.
For sure.
You know what I
For
mean?
sure. Teo talking about, you feel like he can get him out of there in 9. Do you feel like that's the only opportunity that he could do to get the victory is by getting him out of there and, you know, not boxing Shakur?
I'm going to tell you this. When Teo fought Lomachenko, right? I'll tell you what it was. His strength, his speed, and his mindset, that fight was why Lomachenko was so hesitant to throw. Teo could do the same thing to Shakur, but now it's a different day. He wasn't as famous as he is now as he was back then. Back then he was more hungry.
Cool.
When he fought Lomachenko, he was hungry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since he's been really hungry and been really wanting to win a fight. I think this fight could be that, but his mindset, his focus, his strength and everything, he got to bring everything to the table. and he could beat Shakur because he has the ingredients. The problem is he can't put them together. They don't. Sometimes he show up with the speed without the power. Sometimes he show up with the power without the footwork. Sometimes he show up with the footwork without the mindset. You know what I'm saying? He be in pieces. If he bring everything to the table, he'll be cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's the leader of the new school when it comes down to those two guys?
No. The leader of the new school would be Abdullah Mason. The reason why, he's 21 years old. He's been pro for like 4 years. The rest of them dudes been...
Joe Rogan described Shakur Stevenson's defense as rare in today's boxing. He explained that Shakur reads opponents well, predicts their moves, and controls distance calmly. This allows him to stay relaxed, avoid danger, and take advantage of mistakes. Rogan said this defensive intelligence makes Shakur very hard to beat.
The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. You know, footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys, and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw with the amount of power that he has, you know, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Teo's a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, and land his offense. You know, fast, you know, twitchy type muscles, you know, fibers, you know, he's extremely fast. You know, some may say that, you know, his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones-esque type of, you know, movements, how quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's like he's a master at literally, you know, getting in his position, right? In a position where he wants to be and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, you know, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. You know, if you can keep your opponent off balance, for instance, let me just give you an example. It's like Teo explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back.
Hackett talked about Teofimo Lopez's mindset and fighting style. He said Lopez often looks for the knockout and relies on speed and power. Hackett pointed to the Lomachenko fight where Teofimo's hunger and energy helped him win. But he believes Lopez has changed since then. Fame and pressure have affected his performances. Lopez still has the tools, but he doesn't always put everything together at the same time. Hackett said if Lopez can connect his speed, power, and timing on one night, he can beat Shakur.
Bells over every style in the world so far, you know. Shakur wasn't just an amateur boxing champion. He was a world amateur boxing champion on more than one occasion. Also, he was the AIBA Fighter of the Year, making him the best boxer in the world, an amateur boxer. So, you know, Shakur is looking for those same things from Jay Quinn in terms of inside the professional rankings. But Shakur has been proven that he's been the #1 boxer throughout his life. He was #1 in every category that he boxed in, from a kid coming up. You know what I mean? Here in the U.S., he had eclipsed every boxer over like 1,000, almost close to 2,000 points in terms of his winning. So, you know, it's not a thing that, you know, people be talking about what has Shakur done. They know what Shakur done in his amateur rankings. And Shakur done everything that they never were capable of doing. So, you know, it's only going to be a matter of time before he proves, you know, this caliber of fighter that he is to the world.
Now, as far as the weight jump goes, what's that preparation like? That'll be his 4th weight class.
Well,
like, what do you look to? Do you look to add more muscle? What's the proper way of adding weight when jumping up?
Let me give you an example. All right, let's look at when Terence fought Canelo, right?
Yeah.
Everybody talking about him walking up and moving up here, the weight was going to be a problem, but a lot of people don't know what these cats really walk around at. So